I'm glad to start another week with you. What an opportunity, and I am so thankful for this privilege of taking just a few minutes of your time during this day, and I trust I can be an encouragement. I want to go to one of the most thrilling verses in all of Scripture, and that's found in the book of Revelation. As we look around the world right now, we're amazed at how many problems in every aspect of the world are happening all at one time. You see it on the continent of Africa, in Asia, you see it in Europe, you see it obviously here in our own country and up in Canada and in Mexico and down in South America. Australia is in deep trouble. And as you look at all of this, it's just overwhelming. We certainly see the work of Satan, but we also need to realize that we have an insight into the fact, and in the midst of all of what's happening, God is on the move. The reason I say that is in Revelation chapter 5, you have the wonderful picture of the saints around the throne after the rapture. This occurs during the tribulation, and there's going to be great praise to God. And in that wonderful explanation of what's going on, we read in verse 9, "And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof, for thou hast and was slain, and hast redeemed to us to God by thy blood, out of every kindred, and tongue, and people, and nation." Now, you hear a lot from missionary speakers about unreached people groups, and that is certainly a big deal. It is a thrill to think in just the last century how it has gone down dramatically. But still, one people group unreached is one too much. There are several hundreds, of course, still that are left that don't have the Bible in their language or any leader that knows the gospel, nothing. They don't have a church, and obviously they are unreached. But we find here that at the time that we have this great meeting after the rapture, there's going to be representatives from every people group on earth. So with this awful problems and wars and strife and all the insurrection going on, and then you see the way the whole world capitulated during the pandemic to huge restrictions and problems, you wonder what's going to happen in the future. I mean, how can this be for good? Well, I don't know how it all can be for good, but God is working. He is using all of this to further his work. And we've been hearing of great and mighty things happening in places that we would never think of. But we have the promise here. We have the fact here that there will be people from every people group, and we want to be part of reaching them. And so God is at work. You can just count on it. Behind the negative headlines are positive battles going on for the cause of Christ. And that's not just some nice idea. It's not something we just hope for. It is the truth. And God is the victor. He's on the throne. He is working. And we need to encourage ourselves to be praying for all of the different works of God around the world that are going on. And we need to be believing that God can revive his work in America here to make a difference around the world. And we need to be yielded to do what we can by the grace of God. So let's be encouraged. We got a great day coming when the full result of evangelism around the world is going to show itself. And may we rejoice in the work of the Spirit of God to exalt Jesus Christ.